In today's video, we are going to break down who is the best rogue from a support perspective. What I mean by that is which rogue provides the most benefit to not yourself, but your teammates. So like people who can revive your teammates or people who can provide intel to your teammates, such as like revealing an enemy's location. So I went ahead and broke down a list of 6. And I guess we're going to go one by one and discuss their abilities, rank them in an order of best to worst, and then we're going to also bring the guns into the conversation and compare the gun damage and the fire rate, and just to find out which one has the best versatility as far as long range, close range, and who can put down the enemy the fastest, and just bring that in and try to come into a conclusion of who's the best support. So starting off with Seeker, he has the arrow scanner. You basically shoot an arrow down the lane, and any enemy that it passes, it reveals their location to the entire team. One thing that's shitty about it is that arrow does barely any damage. You can hit someone straight in the dome, and that might knock them, but I've never gotten a headshot with it. It's inaccurate, and typically you're going to get a chest shot, which is going to take him like to half health. It's not really that good. And then he has the passive of, he can bounce grenades, and the more he bounces them, the more damage they do. The arrow scanner is really good because if you're attacking and you shoot an arrow on sight, you'll know if it's clear so your teammates can push it together. And if you're defending, say you're defending A, you shoot it down the sight, you don't see anyone. Typically that means that they're going to be at B, so you can rotate a little bit early to go ahead and get the advantage or get to that lane quicker. Yeah, so with him being the first one that we're going to rate, I'm just going to go ahead and start him off as a 5. It might change later. But for his weapons, he has the Sahara and the Aaron, I guess. They're both ARs. They're both long range. They're really not that great in the grand schemes of things. Numbers that I have on screen that you can't see is I divided the body damage by the fire rate to kind of give me an idea of like a time to kill sort of thing. And he doesn't have a good time to kill for either gun. It's really not that good. So I'm going to go ahead and start him off as at the beginning on the lower side of a 4. And this is out of a 1 through 10 perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and start that off with the 5-4 with a total of 9. And then next we'll talk about Dallas. Dallas has target finder. Basically he pops his ability, the closest enemy to him gets revealed to him and his teammates as well, and every time he gets it down, he gets that target finder ability back so he can ping it again. So I mean, that's pretty good to have. You get target finder, you find out where the enemy is, if you can kill him, you get it again, and you just keep rolling it. Rinse and repeat. That ability I feel like is pretty good. The downside of it is you never know if there's more than one. There has been times where like you ping an enemy, you think you know where they are, you turn the corner and there's 4 of them, there's 3 of them. So it gives you good intel, but it also it can set you up for like a surprise attack. Comparing his to Seeker's, man, from a support perspective, I like that Seekers can ping everybody, but Seekers you never get it back. The recharge time on that was nerfed, and it takes forever to get it back. So you only get 1 shot, and that shot is based off of your own accuracy. So I think I would have to give Dallas the advantage for this one. So for that, I think I would have to give Dallas for the abilities a 6. So looking at Dallas's weapons, he has an AR and he has a marksman rifle. The marksman rifle, I'm going to go ahead and say that 2.2 fire rate ruins the gun. It's not a one-shot headshot, I don't believe, and the body shots are just so slow. You will get wrecked by an AR, so I'm not even going to consider that gun. And then his AR is decent, but it's not as good as Seeker's Sahara when you're looking at the numbers. Same damage, but Seeker's bullet has a higher rate of fire and it has better handling, whereas the range, it appears Dallas's has a little bit better range, but I would consider that a wash. I mean, that's really, really close. So that's crazy because I gave Seeker a 4, but maybe that was a little bit too harsh. because I want to give Dallas's weapons a 4 as well, which means I'm going to go ahead and bump Seekers up to a 5 for now. And that makes them pretty even. Well, I mean, I guess that's a 10 to a 10. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty even, but we're gonna just keep the conversation going, and we're gonna move on to Talon, because I'm hoping one of these guys are just gonna blow the other out of the water, and we just haven't gotten to him yet. Talon's abilities: he throws his dart. Wherever it lands, it basically pings the mini map for yourself and your teammates, so you know where all the enemies are. You really got to hope your teammates have good map awareness, because I feel like they miss that half the time. But the great thing about it is with his mag gloves, if you throw the dart and you don't see anyone on it, you can just retract it, throw it somewhere else, retract it, throw it somewhere else, and you can really hone down on where the enemies are. Not only that, but if you have a sword or something with them, the mag gloves can pull the sword right back. It can even retract the bomb itself. So if they're camping the bomb, you can grab it from really far away. And with that, I feel like we're just working up the list. I'm going to give Talon's abilities I'm just going to give it a 6 for now. Chat doesn't have any opinions, so I'll give that a 6. And his weapons, his SMG hits really hard, whereas AR is pretty trash. I'm just going to give him a straight 5. His SMG shreds, but his marksman rifle is on the lower end of the list, so I'm going to give him a 5. And next we'll move on to Dahlia. I feel like, so Dahlia, her ability of danger close is nice, as in you can link to a teammate, and if they get knocked and you're within 30 meters, you can revive them. Bad downside of that is whatever teammate you're linked to, you have to stay close to them if you want to be their support. But then on the other side, the buddy system, whatever teammate you're linked to, you get their passive. So it is completely dependent on your team comp. Like if you have a Dahlia and you want the extra money, if you have a Lancer and you want the roll to reload, it can be really good. But at the same time, if you have, you know, people that don't help you out at all, like Glitch's passive. So for her ability, she can res people. She has to be close to them. She does have the ability to have good passives. I'll give her a 4 for the ability. And breaking down her weapons, she has a marksman rifle, and then she also has an SMG. Her SMG is actually, it has the best stats out of everyone when you're looking at the numbers. So that with that, her weapon being that good, I would have to give her weapons a 6, because she has her range weapon isn't bad. Actually, no, her range, it's not terrible, but it's not good. But her SMG is really good. So now we'll go to good old Saint. Saint's ability, he can send out a drone. The drone can revive a teammate from anywhere. Bad side about the drone is that it is loud and it flies above anything they're hiding behind, so it can be shot out of the air. But the good thing is it can go across the whole map. And then his medical expertise is that when he does res someone, both him and the person he res get extra health just for a little bit of time. I could go either way with this. I kind of just want to keep it down the middle and just say he's a solid 5. And then his weapons, he is one of the few that has a very good versatility. He has his AR, but he also has his Mamba, which, yeah, Mamba is a deadly burst fire assault rifle. So he has his AR, but then he also has his Mamba, which is like, to me, it's a better marksman rifle. Well, I guess it is a DMR, but to me, I like the versatility that he has. And not only that, but looking at the numbers, both of them are pretty good in comparison to everyone else. So with his weapons, I feel like I'd have to give him a 7. He has the versatility and he has the damage. I'd have to give him a 7. And that takes us to Dima, who I almost forgot, but my chat nicely reminded me that he does have that passive where he has a cluster grenade launcher. He shoots it, it blows up in multiple directions, and if that does hit someone, it reveals that person so that you can see him. But if you've ever used that thing, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, so I'm going to give this on the lower end. I'm probably going to give him a 3 from a support perspective. Could be a 4, but I'm going to give it a 3. And then his weapons, he has, he, similar to Saint, has a very good weapon versatility, where they both have the Mamba, but the AR, the KA-30, is actually slightly worse than the MLX Mark IV. Not by much, but it is slightly worse. So just because of that, I'm going to give his weapons a 6. Oh, Seeker, we got a 10. Dallas, we gave a 10. Talon at an 11. Dahlia is a 10. Saint coming at the highest at 12, and then Dima with a 9. So looking at the numbers, Saint is our winner, followed closely by Talon. It all comes down to Saint. He has a good average ability, nothing's like over the top about it, but his weapon versatility really sets him apart from everyone else, making it a good decision. If you're new to the game, or if you want to have a character that can really help your team, go Saint. So with that being said, the winner is Saint. I hope you guys liked the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more content, which comes out really slow. I need to get better at that, but it'll happen with time. But thanks for watching.